I am a conservative, but that is not how I describe myself politically. I'm a Frederick Douglass Republican. The word conservative, the word Republican, the word Tea Party, the word U.S. Constitution, the words U.S. Constitution, those words have a negative connotation in this country. Why? We're losing the propaganda battle. If you call yourself a black conservative, a Tea Party conservative, a Christian conservative, you might as well call yourself a black racist, a Tea Party racist, a Christian racist. Why? We're losing the propaganda battle. Don't forget now, back in the 1950s and 60s, it was conservative Democrats who did all they could do to block civil rights legislation. They wanted to hold dear to the doctrine of their racist fathers.
My name is Terry from North Carolina. I appreciate your method, but I have a few.
Sure.
I don't think you've addressed some of my considerations.
Okay.
So maybe you could.
What's that?
I'll lay them out. Maybe you can talk about it. It seems to me like you're reaching out to voters, your method, your program that you're offering us, at the expense of young white Southern males like myself, my demographic. I study literature, English literature and stuff, and as I read about the past, I really came to love my people and my culture.
Okay.
And that, I know that's anathema. I mean, I know that's
no, it isn't.
bad to say.
So
So my question would be, I mean, I feel like my people, my demographic, are being systematically disenfranchised.
Okay.
Yeah. And furthermore, you know, people like the lady over here in the red shirt applauded and said, "Yay, that's good." Okay. My problem is, why can't we be more like Booker T. Washington Republicans and his famous statement that let's be unified like a hand, but separate like the fingers?
Okay. The question is, why can't we be more unified like Booker T. Washington Republicans versus Frederick Douglass? They call Booker T. Washington second to Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was the originator. Okay? So when you study Douglass, Douglass was not.
How about the unity and diversity?
What about it? Douglass talked about that.
Why can't we
Here's an example. Here's an example. When Douglass escaped from slavery, I think 10 years or 20 years after he escaped from slavery, he writes a letter to his former slave master and said, "I forgive you for all the things you did to me."
For giving him shelter, food, all those
I
things?
think, no. Listen, wait a minute now.
I'm serious.
Wait now. You just said. Wait. No. Wait, sir. Let me be honest. Let me address your first question. Yes, let me address the first question. We're going to move on.
I'll let people throw stuff.
Well, you said
I
something.
love my people. What's wrong?
Sir,
That's all right. That's all right. I'm one of your people.
let me address this. Let me see.
Slavery was not a benefit to black people.
Okay, listen up.
Listen up.
Let's go on.
Discussion about also what happened to white factors.
Let me address this, please.
Hey,
Let me address this.
Hey, Carl, if I can just
We can talk about it.
folks, I love the passion.
Let me tell you guys something. These gentlemen are being extremely disingenuous with
Wait,
you.
time out.
I'm
Wait, time out, man. Time out. You said you have a question. That's the statement. That's
certainly. All right, I have a question.
done in such a way that does not demean or belittle.
That's
it
right.
simply highlights them all.
Sir, let me be clear.
Let someone else speak.
Hold on. Excuse me.
Let someone
So
else
let me
speak.
ask
Let someone else speak.
Let me ask
Ma'am, you're disrupting me.
Sir, I'd like
Let
to
someone
ask a
else speak.
question.
You've asked questions.
No, I haven't. May I please ask a
You're
question?
disrupting this. Let someone else
May
speak.
I please ask a question? I'd like to ask a question.
Let someone else ask
We got a
it.
question right here.
You guys didn't allow me to
We'll talk
ask my
outside. We
question.
got a question right here.
I mean, you guys don't want to hear. My question is, why don't we hear repudiation from the right when there are racist statements being made?
It worked both ways. Let me give you a perfect example. It worked both ways. Back in 2004.
But I'm asking you about the Republicans, sir. Okay, go ahead.
I agree with you saying that. It's about principles. If they did it, they're wrong.